Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be our fourth video in the I Stand With Ukraine series. Everything's a mess. I'm kind of in the middle of a project here. I didn't really want to bore you with too much of the prep work on the painting, because we're going to have plenty of video for the paint work. But I just want to show you how I like to get stuff set up to paint. So first thing I'm using here is, these are called picks or flags, and you can see it's just got the little paddle shape on the end. So I just put tape on there and then just roll it around backwards, and now it's all sticky. So that's great for all the stuff like this. That I need to just paint one side of. So all these pouches and stuff I'll press up against him, so you just need really just the sides. And the cool thing about these is, because you know that tape rolled around both sides, you know, obviously you've got both sides to work with here. Okay, see, all that went on there. The way I normally do stuff and the way I like to do stuff is with the alligator clips here. I don't really have anything left to alligator clip, so I'll just show you what I did. So you just got to find a spot that you know you're either going to come back later and paint again, you know, a different color or whatever. So in the case of the radio, the case is going to be the color of his armor, and then the top of the radio is just going to be black, just flat black. So I'm just going to clip that on the antenna and just leave that. That'll be fine. And then last but not least, we have to do stuff like the helmet, and you really can't clip that, and you certainly can't glue it down because we have to actually get the inside edge of that. So what I like to do in those cases is chopsticks and our weld bond. Just take this, and the tip of this is a little grubby from the last time I did this, sorry. We'll just take that, add a little bit to it, a little bit more to it. Just stick it on there like that, it'll hold. You can set it up and just let that dry. So for his main body here, you can do a couple of different things in cases like this, and of course we have to do up under the bottom of that coat. So again, you can't leave it like that, and you can't clip on it. So I'm going to see if this, yeah, it will. So same thing here, just just going to tape it off. Okay, there you go, see? Easy peasy. And then we have a lot of this little detail stuff left to do too, so again, I'll do the same thing, but for this stuff, because it's so thin, you're going to want to use something thinner. This is just a coffee stir stick. I don't know if that's one I took from somewhere that was serving coffee, or if that was one of the ones we bought, but you know, that goes there. That goes there. You can put his head right there. That there. I'm gonna put his hand right there. Okay. So that's good enough. So that's all set up. And then next, because I'm trying to primer everything, because everything's going to be done in just gray super primer. We got to do the Humvee body. So I bought this at the local show. It's a paint stand. This thing, I love this thing. This is a guy from here in Utah. He's building these and selling them. I'll put the information to it on the description. And that's nice and tight. That thing ain't coming off. So there's that. I will figure out how to do these in a minute. Those actually are going to be black, so I'm not messing with those right now. I'll show you a trick on that later. So let me finish this up real quick for just a second, and then I'll come back and we'll start shooting some primer here. Okay, so let's get this going here with some primer. I have everything set out, so we are. Let me set this over here real quick. Okay, so let's start with our figurine. I'll start with this part. I don't really want to bore you with a lot of this. So this is just my pache. I don't remember what this is, but it's dual action. 0.5 millimeter tip. I'm shooting 25 psi. Not a lot to it. So your first primer coat is always a little stressful because it's going to show you where some of the stuff's messed up. So I don't know if you can see that or not, or how clear you can see that or not, but the strips on his vest look okay, and then you can see very clearly where the seam in his arm is. So you get an idea of what's cleaned up. The pocket looks good, both sides they look okay. Yeah, that's good enough. Sorry, I don't know if my fat head's in the shot there or not. But anyway, yeah, just gotta coat everything with the primer. Not a lot to it. The nice thing about the gray color that the plastic is it's a tiny bit different than the gray color of the primer, so you can still see the primer go on real nice. One of the tricks about the primer that we sell, because we sell so many colors, is, you know, you can change up some of what you're doing based on the color you're going to use on the top coat, and then based on the color that you're spraying for the plastic. So like in this case, it's that sand color, so it's not a Rubik's Cube to see that it's that are, you know, that covered that. That's easy enough. Like I said, the gray on the figurine is a little different than the gray from the primer, so it's still noticeable. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh well. So I'm actually going to paint those with black primer, just because I like to use my black primer as a flat black sometimes. Okay. Then on this, I clipped the clip on the handle because he's going to have it in his hand, so you're not really going to notice that. I'm going to paint it later anyway with whatever wood color I use, but that'll be later, and I'll show you that. The other thing you can do if you want to is you could let that dry and then just reclip it somewhere else and just paint that little area. That's an option for you too. So anyway, that's all I'm doing. You saw me do the truck part, or the Humvee part. You saw me do the him. So let me leave this and then I'll come back. Let me finish all the gray stuff, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do with the black here. Okay, so I saw something when I was looking these up last night. Some of them had black seat covers, and I really liked that. So I'm going to use my black super primer to paint the seats. I already did the other three, I think. Yeah, you can see one there. So just like anything else, good coat of primer. There we go, look at that, looks pretty good, huh? Okay, so put that back here, and then I'm gonna come back in a second. I'm gonna do something special for the driver's seat. I'll show you that as soon as I get back. All right, so we're back. I saw this online and I really liked it. So I want to show you this, and this is good for, this is actually good for a lot of military applications. Aces 2 ejection seats, they'll run a sheepskin seat cover, and they're black. So this is our black flocking. This is in our shaker bottle. So to use this, you just need to use our slime-free glue. This is specialty for the flocking. Just put the glue wherever you want the flocking to stick to. You don't need to really glob this on. I kind of am. Actually, I'm gonna come back and get rid of a lot of this. And you can, if you want to, you can come back and kind of wipe some of it off. But I just wanted to show this as an alternative to just paint. Okay, you set that down. And then with this stuff, because it comes in the shaker bottle, it's all ready to go. So you just gotta liberally apply it over the top of the glue. Just like that. Then just take your finger, press it into the glue. Kind of knock off the rest. Then I like to come in with my airbrush, hold it a little ways away, let the wind blow the rest of it off. And there you go. And you just saw me do that kind of in live time. You can see it looks like it's got a fuzzy seat cover over the top of it. How cool is that? And like I said, most airplanes I've been in, the pilot seats usually are a sheepskin seat cover. So in this case, we've got the black for this. I've seen, like I said, the Aces 2 ejection seat for the F-16s, the F-15s, the F-4s. I've seen them in black. I've also seen them in like a military green color. We sell a flocking that's close to that. You could have done the green with these ones too if you wanted to. I just wanted something a little different on mine. But anyway, so that's that. Let me finish off the other 3 seats and we'll come back and we'll start getting some other paint work done on this thing. Okay, so we're ready for paint. That's dried for just a little bit. And for this, I'm going to use the Army Green, one of our interior colors. Looks like Army Green. So this color is a base coat, which I want to use on this because I'm going to do a lot of decal work. Well, not a lot of decal work, but I'm going to do some decal work with it. So I want the base coats because those need a clear coat over them. Makes them shiny, protects them. In this case, we're going to shoot our honey gloss over it, do our decals in the spots we're going to do them. Then we could come back and matte or do our honey matte over the entire thing and make it the flat color that it should be. So that's what I'm doing. And again, just like I did with the primer, but you can see how that looks. And then this is going to dry to kind of a satin finish. And I do not recommend using base coats by themselves. I know this is going to dry kind of flat, but don't just leave it. It won't. They're not designed to work that way, and they don't work very well that way. Okay, I'm out. You can see how I did that. I'm just going to go over the rest of it. And I got to do the chassis. I did the interior to make sure it looked okay beforehand. So I did that. So let me finish these 2 parts, and then I'll come back and we'll get the paint work done on our figurine. Okay, so I got the box, the codes off the back of the box. For the figure, I got the codes for him figured out, and according to it, the conversion chart I looked at anyway, it says that he should be this RAL 78 or 7008 khaki gray. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm happy with that. I'm going to use it. So let's get some paint on him. Sorry, I probably got my big head in there again. So we'll do the same thing we did with the primer. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. That'll look pretty good, I think. I'm going to do a wash on them and some stuff also, so that should look okay. So I did his face mask in the interior green because I wanted the wrap to be a much darker green color. I want a few of these items to stand out a little more. And I mean, you really can't go wrong with varying colors on some items because You know, guys are buying stuff on their own, guys are getting stuff from different suppliers. You know, things just aren't the same way they were. You know, even the regular suppliers, sometimes those guys are a little different with the stuff that they sell. So, you know, they sell to the government. So it's always a little bit different. So you're never wrong in military stuff with doing things a little different. Okay. I think it's kind of one of the draws to military modeling is the fact that you really can, I mean, for as regimented as it is with coloring and stuff, you still can have a little bit of fun with it, because stuff gets faded, stuff gets replaced, you know. There's always something else going on. Okay, and this will be it. There we go. Okay, so that's all done there. I'm going to come back and do his boots in a different color, so I'll get that done, and we'll be just about ready to start putting this stuff together. All right, so we're going to do his boots a different color than the rest of his uniform. So we're doing that with RAL 1011 brown beige. You just got to come in and just go over them. See, you got a different color boot from the uniform. And I was playing with this for a second off camera. Believe me, these colors are all going to look fantastic with the camouflage added next to them. It's all going to come together. It's going to look good. So okay. So there we go. I mean, nothing to that. I really like that color. I'm actually thinking of doing his gloves that color, but I don't think I'm going to. I think once I detail those out, I think they'll look a little bit better. So that's it for that. I think we just got to let all this stuff dry real good. Anyway, sorry, as I was saying, we're just going to let all this stuff dry really good, and then we can start doing the decal work on it. So yeah, so I think that's where it's going to leave us. So I'm going to leave off here with this, and then we'll come back and we'll do some decals and a little bit of detail work and some stuff, and I think that'll be our next episode. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this informative about painting and stuff. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments or send me an email. And as always, everything we've used, all the REL, that interior color, that's all available on our website. And if you use code YouTube10, you're going to get 10% off of it at scalefinishes.com. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.